Have you ever sat alone, staring at your hands, wondering which path to take? You feel your heart pull in one direction, your mind yells in another, and every choice seems like a trap. Life is full of crossroads, some obvious, some hidden, and the weight of decisions can crush even the strongest souls. Maybe you're facing a choice that could change your career, your marriage, or your entire future. Maybe you've prayed, asked for guidance, yet the silence feels deafening. Let me tell you something. Confusion is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of awareness. It is Allah's way of saying, slow down, look deeper, seek me sincerely. When you feel lost, know this clarity is closer than you think, but it comes not through panic, not through rushing, and not through your own strength. It comes through surrender, reflection, and reliance on Allah's infinite wisdom. Today, I want to take you on a journey from confusion to clarity, showing you how Allah's guidance is always there, even when your heart trembles, even when the world seems to mock your hesitation. By the end of this speech, you will feel a spark, a light in your chest that says, yes, I can move forward and I do not walk alone. Brothers and sisters, confusion in life is not a punishment, it is a test, and tests are never without purpose. When your heart is heavy with doubt, when you are unsure which way to turn, remember this. Allah does not burden His servants beyond what they can bear, and every moment of uncertainty carries with it a hidden blessing. Sometimes the most difficult moments in life are the ones that shape us, refine our character, and bring us closer to the one who knows all things. Think of the times you felt lost, perhaps a choice about your career, a relationship, or a personal matter that weighed heavily on your mind. Those moments were not meaningless. They were opportunities for your heart to seek Allah more sincerely, to humble yourself, and to learn patience. Imagine a traveler in the desert. The sun is merciless, the sand stretches endlessly, and every direction seems uncertain. The traveler feels fear, fatigue, and even despair. But these challenges are not merely obstacles, they are lessons. The traveler is forced to look closely, to pay attention to subtle signs, the direction of the wind, the position of the sun, or the distant glimmer of water. In life, confusion works the same way. When we are unsure, Allah is giving us a chance to slow down, to reflect, and to search for guidance. It is in these moments that we learn to rely not on our limited understanding, but on the infinite wisdom of Allah. Many of us make the mistake of equating clarity with ease. We assume that if a decision were truly guided by Allah, it would feel simple, straightforward, and comfortable. But often, the opposite is true. The most important choices, the ones that shape our lives in profound ways, come with hesitation, fear, and uncertainty. That is because Allah is testing the sincerity of our intention. Are we willing to seek His guidance wholeheartedly? Are we willing to let go of pride, impatience, and fear and submit to His wisdom? Confusion then becomes a mirror reflecting the state of our heart. It shows us where we are holding on too tightly and where we need to surrender. Do not rush through confusion. Do not ignore it or try to escape it. Instead, use it as an opportunity to grow spiritually and emotionally. Consult those who are knowledgeable, make your efforts, and pray sincerely. Let your heart speak to Allah in the quiet moments, pouring out your fears, your hopes, and your doubts. In this process, clarity begins to emerge not as a sudden explosion, but as a gentle unfolding, like the first rays of sunlight breaking over the horizon. When you reach that moment of understanding, you will realize that the period of confusion was a gift in disguise, a necessary step in your journey, and a profound reminder that guidance comes to those who seek it with sincerity, patience, and faith. When life leaves you standing at a crossroads, unsure of which way to turn, there is a powerful tool that can guide you through the fog, turning to Allah in sincere prayer and taking time for deep reflection. Dua is not merely words we recite, it is a conversation between the heart and the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. When your mind is overwhelmed with choices, when the voices of doubt and fear grow louder than your confidence, pour your heart out to Allah. Speak to Him as you would speak to a trusted friend, with honesty, humility, and vulnerability. Express your confusion, your hopes, and even your mistakes. Let your soul unburden itself. And in that act of surrender, a strange peace begins to settle over your heart, a sign that clarity is starting to emerge. Reflection is equally vital. In the rush of modern life, we often seek instant answers, looking for shortcuts or relying solely on the opinions of others. But clarity does not come from noise, it comes from quiet, from turning inward and examining our hearts. Step away from distractions, sit alone with your thoughts, your memories, and your fears. Consider the lessons of your past, the decisions you have made, and the signs that may have been overlooked. Allah often guides us subtly through experiences, through encounters, through circumstances that may initially seem insignificant. But if your heart is attentive, if you take the time to reflect, you begin to recognize the patterns, the gentle nudges, and the hidden signs that point you toward the right path. Many people underestimate the power of patience in reflection. They pray for guidance today, expect answers tomorrow, and grow frustrated when clarity does not arrive instantly. But remember, guidance is not always immediate. It unfolds in its own time, often gradually, like a flower slowly opening under the morning sun. The more you pause to reflect, the more your heart attunes to Allah's voice, the more you learn to trust the subtle ways He communicates. Clarity is rarely loud or dramatic. It is quiet, steady, and reassuring. And while you reflect and pray, combine your efforts with action. Take the steps you can take, no matter how small, and observe the outcomes. This is part of Allah's guidance. He responds to the sincerity of effort. The act of striving, paired with prayer, demonstrates faith, humility, and trust. And as you continue this process, a sense of direction begins to form. The confusion that once clouded your mind slowly lifts, replaced by peace, confidence, and certainty that comes from seeking guidance in the right way. Remember, turning to Allah in prayer and reflection is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of wisdom. It shows that you acknowledge your limitations, that you trust in His infinite knowledge, and that you are willing to let your heart be led by what is best. In this way, confusion transforms into clarity, doubt into conviction, and hesitation into purposeful action. One of the most profound lessons in the journey from confusion to clarity is learning to trust Allah's timing. So often, we feel ready to make a decision, convinced that the right path should reveal itself immediately. We set plans, we make lists, we imagine outcomes, and when the results do not arrive on our timetable, anxiety and doubt creep in. But life does not operate on our schedule, and Allah's wisdom is far beyond what our limited perspective can comprehend. Sometimes, clarity is delayed not to frustrate us, but to prepare us, to refine our understanding, and to ensure that when the path is revealed, we are truly ready to walk it with a steadfast heart. Think of a seed planted in the earth. You can water it, care for it, and watch over it every day, but growth will not occur instantly. It requires patience. Roots must take hold, the soil must nourish it, and only then does it sprout, gradually reaching toward the sun. Life works the same way. The decisions that matter most, the choices that shape our destiny, often require a period of preparation before clarity arrives. In moments of waiting, it is easy to grow restless, to doubt whether guidance will ever come. But this is precisely when faith is tested and strengthened. Trusting in Allah's timing means accepting that He knows what is best, even when we cannot see the full picture. Patience in waiting is not passive, it is active trust. It requires effort, reflection, and continual prayer. It requires turning to Allah repeatedly, asking for guidance, and then stepping back to observe the signs He places before us. Often, solutions arrive when we are least expecting them, through unexpected opportunities, conversations, or sudden realizations. When we learn to recognize these moments as part of Allah's perfect timing, we develop a deeper sense of confidence in our decisions. We no longer rush out of fear or desperation. We move forward with clarity and purpose, knowing that what comes is meant for us at precisely the right moment. Another important aspect of trusting timing is understanding that delays are not denials. Just because a decision does not unfold immediately does not mean it is wrong. Sometimes the delay protects us from choices we are not ready for, or from paths that could have led to harm. Other times it prepares us for greater opportunities than we imagined. The heart that trusts Allah's timing experiences peace even amidst uncertainty, because it understands that guidance is not measured by speed, but by wisdom and readiness. So when confusion lingers, do not despair. Take a deep breath, make your efforts, pray sincerely, and then let go. Trust that clarity will come when your heart is prepared, and that the path revealed at the right moment will carry you safely toward what Allah knows is best. By trusting His timing, confusion transforms from a source of anxiety into a test of faith, patience, and unwavering reliance on the One who sees all things. Clarity is not always found by sitting and waiting. Often, it is revealed through action. The heart begins to see the path clearly when it moves, when it dares to take steps in the direction that feels right after sincere prayer, reflection, and consultation. Many people fall into the trap of waiting for a perfect moment, a sign that is unmistakable, a feeling that is entirely free of fear, and in doing so, they remain stagnant. But life does not reward endless hesitation. Faith without action is incomplete, and clarity is often the result of courage in motion. Action, however, must be rooted in sincerity and trust. It is not about rushing recklessly into every opportunity or following whims without thought. It is about taking measured, thoughtful steps, guided by prayer, reflection, and a heart that seeks Allah's pleasure. Even small actions carry power. One phone call, one conversation, one step toward a goal when paired with a sincere heart can illuminate the path ahead in ways that no amount of indecision ever could. The act of moving forward itself generates clarity because it allows the heart to experience, to learn, and to grow through real-life feedback. Fear is natural when you step out of confusion. The mind whispers doubt, the heart trembles, and the world seems ready to highlight your mistakes. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting despite fear. The moment you take a step forward, guided by prayer and reflection, you demonstrate trust in Allah. You show that you are willing to leave the outcome to Him while doing your part. This is the balance of effort and reliance, a principle taught by the Prophet and lived by those who truly trust in divine guidance. Action strengthens faith, and faith strengthens action together. They illuminate the path that once seemed invisible. Another powerful aspect of acting with faith is that it allows you to learn through experience. Sometimes decisions will not turn out exactly as expected, and yet even those moments carry lessons, signs, and insights that further refine your understanding. Allah guides through circumstances as much as He guides through revelation. When you take action, you give Him a chance to show you the consequences, the signs, and the gentle nudges that lead toward the right path. Inaction, by contrast, keeps you trapped in uncertainty, your mind spinning endlessly without the clarity that experience brings. So, do not wait for confusion to disappear completely before moving. Take steps, even small ones, guided by reflection, prayer, and sincerity. Observe the signs Allah places before you, adjust your course when needed, and trust that every action taken with faith brings the heart closer to clarity. The peace you seek, the certainty you long for, will emerge naturally as your actions align with sincere intention. Clarity is not a distant reward. It is the light that begins to shine the moment you combine courage, faith, and action. Brothers and sisters, life's journey is rarely straightforward. Confusion is not a punishment, it is a signal from Allah, inviting you to seek Him more sincerely, to reflect deeply, to trust His timing, and to act with faith. Every moment of doubt, every sleepless night over a decision, carries within it the potential for growth, understanding, and guidance. When you embrace confusion as a test, turn to Allah in prayer, reflect with patience, trust His timing, and take steps with courage, clarity will inevitably follow. Remember, clarity is not about having every answer immediately. It is about moving with trust, seeking guidance sincerely, and allowing Allah to illuminate the path at the perfect moment. Your heart will find peace, your mind will find direction, and your actions will begin to align with what is truly best for you. Life's decisions, no matter how heavy or uncertain, can become opportunities for spiritual growth and empowerment when guided by Allah's wisdom. So, take a deep breath, trust the process, and move forward with faith. Let your heart seek, let your mind reflect, let your actions follow, and let Allah's guidance lead you from confusion to clarity. If this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs guidance today. Help spread the light and inspire others on their journey. And make sure to subscribe to stay connected together. We can continue learning, growing, and finding the clarity that Allah promises to those who seek Him sincerely.